Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the work session meeting of the Mayor and Council for Monday, May 13th. Will everyone please rise for a moment of silent prayer? Director, please lead us in our flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Something changed by open meeting statement.
Not I. I did.
Okay, Mayor. This meeting complies with the Open Public Meeting Act by notification on December 21st of whatever year of this location, date, and time to the Ridgewood News and the Record, and by posting of same on the municipal bulletin board and borough website and filing a notice of the same with the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Okay. Councilwoman Bastide? Here. Councilman Canigo?
Here.
Councilwoman Davis? Present. Councilman Gaudier?
Here.
Councilwoman Kaufman is absent. Councilman Papaleo?
Here.
And Mayor Mignon.
Present. Motion, please. Resolution 19-173 to go into closed session and exclude the public for the purpose of discussing contract negotiations, River Edge Board of Education.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're in session. Welcome, everybody. This is the regular meeting of the Mayor and Council for Monday, May 13th. Everyone please rise for a moment of silent prayer. Mrs. White, please lead us in the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting complies with the Open Public Meeting Act by notification on December 21st of this location, date, and time to the Ridgewood News and the Record, and by posting of same on the municipal bulletin board and borough website, and filing a notice of same with the municipal clerk. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bastide? Here. Councilman Canigo?
Here.
Councilwoman Davis? Present. Councilman Gaudier?
Here.
Councilwoman Kaufman is absent. Councilman Papaleo?
Here.
And Mayor Mignon.
Present. The councilwoman's absent with prior notice?
Yes.
You? Yes. Okay. Proclamations and awards. So we have several proclamations this evening. The first will be for National Gun Violence Awareness Day. And I believe you have, do you want to come up to Rowan?
Sure. Want me to come down, sir?
We're not on TV here. Yeah, this is What? The proclamation that reads as follows. Whereas every day, 93 Americans are killed by gun violence and more than 200 have sustained non-fatal firearm injuries over the last 5 years, and whereas Americans are 25 times more likely to be murdered with guns than people in other developed countries, and whereas protecting public safety in the communities they serve is the mayor's highest responsibility, and whereas support for the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens goes hand in hand with keeping guns away from dangerous people, and whereas anyone can join this campaign by pledging to wear orange on June 2nd to help raise awareness about gun violence, and whereas by wearing orange on June 2nd, Americans will raise awareness about gun violence and honor the lives and lost human potential of Americans stolen by gun violence. And whereas we renew our commitment to reduce gun violence and pledge to do all we can to keep firearms out of the wrong hands and encourage responsible gun ownership to keep our children safe. Now therefore, I, as the mayor of the borough of River Edge, do hereby proclaim June 2nd, 2019 as National Gun Violence Awareness Day in the borough of River Edge, and I encourage all citizens to support their local community's efforts to prevent the tragic effects of gun violence and to honor and value human lives. Further, we honor and remember all victims and survivors of gun violence and declare that we as a country must do more to reduce gun violence. Our pleasure to have this proclamation. If you accept it.
Thank you.
I have to say, River Edge has a very active Moms Demand Action cohort here, and they've done fundraising and raised awareness, and they work with the Bergen County chapter. So we're very fortunate in River Edge to have two representatives here tonight to accept the proclamation on their behalf. So thank you for coming and all you do.
Mrs. White, would you like to come up and accept the poppy? Here, so I haven't seen you in a long time. Give it here. Thank you. The proclamation that reads as follows. Whereas the annual poppy sale by the American Legion and the Veterans of Foreign Wars has been officially recognized and endorsed by Dr. Peter. Whereas the poppies are assembled by disabled veterans, and proceeds of this worthy fundraising campaign are used exclusively for the benefit of disabled and needy veterans and is available to orphans. Now therefore, I, as the mayor of Borough River Edge, hereby urge citizens of this community to recognize the merits of this cause by contributing generously to the support through the purchase of poppies from May 1st through May 31st, a designated annual poppy sale day in the Borough River Edge, and further urge all citizens to support the American Legion Auxiliary of the St. Walter Scott Brown Unit 226, the Veterans of Foreign War Auxiliary of the Childrenry Clapper Cross Post Number 876 River Edge by buying and wearing a poppy.
Within the nursing home, so I'll take it up to him. He's 97 years old. Thank you all.
Thank you, Peggy.
I'm glad I was here.
Mental Health Month. Public health. Proclamation that reads as follows. Whereas mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being, and whereas all Americans experience times of difficulty and stress in their lives, and whereas promotion and prevention are effective ways to reduce the burden of mental health conditions, and whereas there is a strong body of research that supports user-friendly tools that all Americans can access to better handle challenges and protect their health and well-being, and whereas mental health conditions are real and prevalent in our nation, and whereas with effective treatment, those individuals with mental health conditions can recover and lead full, productive lives. And whereas each business, school, government agency, faith-based organization, healthcare provider, and citizen has a responsibility to promote mental wellness and support prevention efforts. Therefore, I, as the mayor of Borough River Edge, do hereby proclaim May 2019 as Mental Health Month in the Borough River Edge. And as the mayor of River Edge, I can also call upon the citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, citizens and schools in River Edge to commit our community to increasing awareness and understanding of mental health, the steps our citizens can take to protect their mental health, and the need for appropriate and accessible services for all people with mental health conditions. Council Secretary, you accept on behalf of
Sure. Thank you, Mayor.
National Public Works Group, you guys are liaison, Council Secretary. Proclamation reads as follows. Whereas public works services provided in our municipality are an integral part of our citizens' everyday lives, and whereas the support of an understanding and informed citizenry is vital to the efficient operation of public works systems and programs such as sewers, streets, drainage, public buildings, recycling, weed collection, and snow plowing. And where the health and safety and comfort of this community greatly depends on these facilities and services, and where the quality and effectiveness of these facilities, as well as their planning, design, and construction, is vitally dependent upon the efforts and skill of public works officials. And where the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff public works departments is materially influenced by the people's attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform. Now therefore, be resolved that I, as the mayor of Borough River Edge, do hereby proclaim the week of May 19th through 25th as National Public Works Week in the Borough River Edge. I call upon all citizens and civic organizations to acquaint themselves with the issues involved in providing our public works and to recognize the contributions which public works officials make every day to our health, safety, comfort, and quality of life. Extend our best wishes and our thanks and appreciation to Jason and the men of our department and the new office there. We think that's everybody says it's over and over again, but you can't say it enough because we know we do affect every county as far as I'm concerned. So.
I agree with you, Mayor. I mean, so many times people say, you know, we're in the River Edge during the snowstorm because all of a sudden there's blacktop. And our DPW does come on. We always do. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Davis, please accept the captain's emergency medical services. Proclamation reads as follows: whereas emergency medical services is a vital public service, and whereas the members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas access to quality emergency care can dramatically improve the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of emergency physicians, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, firefighters, educators, administrators, and others. And whereas the members of emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training, continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value in the accomplishments of emergency medical services providers by designating Emergency Medical Services Week, now therefore I, as the Mayor of the Borough of River Edge, do hereby proclaim May 19th to 25th, 2019 is Emergency Medical Services Week in the Borough of River Edge, in recognition of all those engaged in emergency medical services activities, and encourage the community to observe this week with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. Again, like I think the government, we have a fantastic volunteer ambulance service. I've mentioned it numerous times, I've had to go down myself of their services in the middle of the night, and there's nothing more comforting than when you're writhing in pain or sick beyond belief, that one of your people that you know from town is at the door, helping you, calming you down, and bringing you to get the medical help you need. So, on behalf of the council, Mr. River, please accept this on behalf of us and extend our appreciation and thanks to everybody over at River's.
I will bring it to the next meeting. And I must say that we kind of take them for granted, myself included. I've been on for 45 years now. We are one of only very few in this part of the county that are fully volunteer. I've gone through the community, so it's something that's always been used to and accepted that many of the surrounding towns will have costs that pay.
Chief, can you give it, please? Yes, sir. Did we review the closed session minutes?
Everyone's fine.
I don't think anybody had a chance to review them or not. Does everybody have a chance to review the closed session minutes? No. So we're gonna wait on those. We'll just have a motion to approve the regular session minutes of April 22nd, 2019.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It's not a hearing, right? To the budget. Madam Clerk, can you read Resolution 19-176 by title?
I'm actually going to go to the resolution itself, if I can find it. 76.
I can read it into the record. Whereas NJSA 40A:4-8 is amended, provides that the budget be read by title at the time of the public hearing if a resolution is passed by not less than a majority of the full membership of the governing body, providing that at least 1 week prior to the day of hearing, a complete copy of the approved budget as advertised has been made available for public inspection, and copies have been made available by the borough clerk to persons requesting them. And whereas these conditions have been met, therefore be resolved that the budget shall be read by title only.
Borough of River Edge, Resolution 19-176, resolution to read budget by title. As you read the whole thing.
You don't open a public hearing, yes. Stephanie, they need to open up a public hearing on it too. They need to adopt this resolution, correct?
Okay, well, it's not on here, so
And then open.
this is confusing. Motion to approve Resolution 19-176. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Now we can do hearing.
Motion to open the public hearing on the 2019 budget.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Council is now open to hear comments, questions, concerns regarding the 2019 municipal budget. Anybody like to make a comment, question? Seeing no one, motion to close the hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We don't adopt. So we have, two ordinances on for first reading this evening. Ordinance 1913, Madam Clerk, please read by title.
Ordinance 1930, bond ordinance to authorize the making of various public improvements and the acquisition of new, additional, or replacement equipment and machinery, new information technology equipment, new communication and signal systems equipment, and new fire trucks and new automobile vehicles, including original apparatus and equipment in, by, and for the Borough of River Edge in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to be appropriate the sum of $1,787,395 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to the authorize the issuance of bonds to the finance to such appropriation, and to provide the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Easy for you to say. Okay. This is just a general bond ordinance to make some capital purchases that were just approved in the budget. Is there a motion to adopt this on first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bastido?
Yes.
Councilman Kanigo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davis?
Yes.
Councilman Dodier?
Yes.
And Councilman Papaleo?
Yes. And the ordinance adopted on first reading. There will be a public hearing on this ordinance at a subsequent council meeting. Madam Clerk, ordinance 19-14, please read by title.
Ordinance 19-14 is a capital ordinance of the Borough of River Edge in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, authorizing the reconstruction of courts in the Veterans Memorial Park in said borough and appropriating the sum of $37,640 from the Bergen County's 2018 Open Space Recreation Floodplain Protection Farmland and Historic Preservation Trust Fund.
And this is to fund a project for which we applied for a Bergen County Open Space Grant for improvements at Memorial Park. Motion to adopt this on first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bastido?
Yes.
Councilman Kanigo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davis?
Yes.
Councilman Dodier?
Yes.
Councilman Papaleo?
Yes. Okay, we should have done this before, but is there a motion to open to public for comments on the agenda items?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
We're open to the public for comments or questions on any specific agenda item. There'll be another opportunity to address the council at the end of the meeting. Seeing no one, motion to close.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? In the agenda, there's some pieces of correspondence listed, as well as monthly reports from the Star Commission for April 2019, the Library Board of Trustees for 2019, and the engineering report. They're all available for to the public through the Borough Clerk's office if anyone is so interested. Resolutions by consent. We have resolutions 19-177 to 19-191. Does any member of council wish to poll for separate discussion or vote?
There I do, 19-187.
Okay. Separate vote or?
Discussion and...
Okay, let's take care of the other ones first. All right. Resolutions 19-177 to 19-186 and 19-188 to 19-191.
I have a couple, I have a few questions on 183. Would that be to make the schedules the same as our contractual employees?
No.
So we would have,
No, it'd be, you need to pull it off for discussion.
Yeah, we'll vote.
Okay,
We'll
yeah,
vote this.
pull that.
Okay.
and I also had 185, and I had one question on 186.
Okay. Let's take. $177 to 182, 184, 188 through 191. Let's get those off the table. So, the motion to adopt those by consent.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 19-183, amending the holiday schedule. So you want to?
So are we? Yeah, the question is, the contractual employees, they're going to be they're going to be working opposite schedule as?
No, the contractual employees, as far as the public, the police and DPW have a set amount of holiday schedule, holidays that they're paid for. Police, it really doesn't matter because it depends, regardless of whenever their date goes ahead, they get
Right.
paid for the days anyway. Public Works already has an established calendar. All this does for the non-contractuals is that it flips one day over. You replace Columbus Day for July 5th. It doesn't add any days. It doesn't change any days. Talking with Labor Council, there is no issue as far as conflicts because the days still remain the same.
So the employees would be working on Columbus Day?
Correct.
And just not working on July 5th, so it's technically.
But
It's an even trade.
But if somebody did not want to make that, it's enforceable on everybody then, correct?
Yeah, for non-contractual,
non-contractual.
but I've already polled pretty much everybody, and
Everybody's
right,
in
this
favor.
is it's really a benefit to the employees that really doesn't cost council anything.
Well, it is one Columbus Day off.
It is. However, they get the employees have a 4-day week.
And this is just for this 1 year.
Correct.
Is there a motion on that?
So moved.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
185, Ray, authorize hire additional
Yep,
public defender.
this is one of those unique scenarios where we have a case in the court where we have actually 4 defendants. One has seek private counsel. We have a primary public defender and a secondary public defender, and we needed to bring on board a fourth, really a third public defender just for this case. That's all it does.
Okay. Okay.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 19186, this is for the award of Zacaro for the community center.
My question was, am I correct in saying that bid came in under budget?
It came in budget.
Actually, under budget from the engineer's estimate.
Yeah.
And that document those documentations are part of the contract.
Okay, that was my question. Thank you.
So moved.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And 187, Councilman?
So I had asked our business administrator at the beginning of the meeting, before the meeting, why were we doing this? And he had simply said that this seems to be a practice that we're doing. And considering we're looking at all of our relationships with the River Edge Board Vacation, I'm wondering why our DPW is maintaining a garden.
The
Yeah,
DPW is not.
yeah,
The
it's-
Green Team and volunteers
Yeah.
maintain this garden, and they've asked for this contract to be
Ah,
renewed.
yeah,
I remember.
it's for us to give back so we have right of access onto the school property.
That's what it was. Now I remember. I mean, we do this yearly.
Yes.
Yes. Mayor, I'd like to move 19187.
A second?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So who's going to read 19-192 payment of bills? Councilman Pinigo?
Whereas vouchers for the payment of goods and services rendered to the Borough of River Edge have been received, and whereas each bill has been checked by the receiving department, approved by the Chief Financial Officer and Borough Clerk, and reviewed by the 3 members of the Finance Committee. Now therefore be it resolved that bills as listed now be confirmed for payment from the appropriate funds as follows. Current account, $8,642,761.36. Capital account, $3,618.50. Recreation account, $8,798.72. Animal welfare account, $2,016.80. Trust other account, $30,062.42. Open space account, $2,285.01. Trust other developers account, $7,027.50. Be it further resolved that claims read and approved by the governing body at a council meeting will be dated the day after the reading of those claims and will appear on the following bill list at the next public meeting of the mayor and council, at which time claims would be paid. So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Chief here?
Yes, he is, Mayor. He's in the back.
Is he back? Is Chief good?
Okay.
Oh, I see you. We'll get your proclamation first for police month. The proclamation reads as follows. Whereas in 1962, President Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the calendar week in which May 15th falls is National Police Week. And whereas established by a joint resolution of Congress in 1962, National Police Week pays special recognition to those law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in line of duty for the safety and protection of others. Most recent events throughout our nation have unfortunately demonstrated a reckless disregard for the lives and safety of law enforcement officers. For instance, on December 20th, 2014, when PD officer Blue and Officer Ramos were executed at point-blank range while sitting in their patrol car in Brooklyn. And whereas it is incumbent upon public officials and the law-abiding public to proactively support our law enforcement officers who regularly face threats of violence and danger, who routinely put their lives in jeopardy to defend others, potentially resulting in injury, disability, or even death to keep our neighborhood safe, enforce the rules of law, protect our property, and respond in times of crisis. Now therefore be resolved that I, as the mayor of the Borough of River Edge, in recognition thereof, do hereby proclaim May 12th, May 18th, 2019 as National Police Week in Borough of River Edge, and we thank you and appreciate everyone who will appreciate you, and at the top of the department, and everybody with disabilities. So,
I certainly will. Thank you.
Mr. Lee, from Police Reserve. Somebody come up want to hold the Bible? Oh, what? Hey, bring your family up. No, it's good. Put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Ho Chan Phi Lee, do solemnly swear
I, Ho Chan Phi Lee, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution
and the
of
Constitution
the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear
and I will bear
true faith and allegiance
true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I, Ho Chan Phi Lee, do solemnly swear
I, Ho Chan Phi Lee, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties as
all the duties as
a member of
a member of
the River Edge Police Reserves
the River Edge Police Reserves
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. So we refer to hardly when we see people volunteer for these positions. So I've asked for somebody, and we're very grateful that people take their personal time to get to this community. Hey, Chief, bring up candidates. Yes.
He's on his way up with his family there right now.
Can I get open space? Application? Mayor and Council, just a couple quick comments. Our 2019 open space grant application, the notice to intent was sent on to the county. Myself, the Director of Parks and Recreation, along with several other individuals, along with the sports organizations, got together to kind of discuss ultimately what goes into that grant. And tonight we're going to be looking for some guidance from you. The general premise of that grant application was to create some additional playing time for our girls softball program. We can accomplish that by creating a skin infield at the site, as well as doing some additional renovations to the park itself. I don't know if this is necessarily the panacea that takes care of all of our issues associated with our girls softball program, but it certainly would go a long way. I've also included into your packet some other additional items and possibilities that you could utilize that grant for, or to be able to go ahead and try to resolve as I understand what the potential problems are. So as your administrator, I'm looking for some guidance from you of how you ultimately want to have us finalize and craft this grant, and at our next meeting we would hold a public hearing associated with it.
This is right. I mean,
Do you want me to?
yeah.
So the intent for the grant would be to make improvements to the fields to accommodate 2 softball fields and a skin infield, and various other improvements to the grass areas, parking lots, what have you.
Okay. We will go ahead and work on putting that grant application together and schedule a public hearing for our next council meeting on that. I want to thank the county for extending. Typically, this grant was due already, but the county has worked with us in extending the timeline due to my arrival and Aaron's departure. So I certainly want to thank our freeholders. Thank you, Mayor and Council.
We need a motion and a vote on that? Your motion? That's your motion?
That was my,
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I failed. We need to approve Resolution 19-175 to approve the appointment of Mr. Lee to the police reserve.
So moved.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We also have Resolution 19-174 to approve the appointment of Police Officer Brandon Getz.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Chief. You ready? No?
No.
Motion open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're open to the public for any comments, questions, general concerns. Seeing no one, motion to close.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Start with council comments.
The bills.
We did the bill.
We do the bills?
We did the bills.
Look at the bills. Missed that.
Councilman Kaniga, comments?
Just very briefly, glad that we're taking a step towards building Regal its own field and space, and we'll all work hard to make sure that everybody involved is as happy as they can be. Thank you.
Councilman Davis?
I just want to congratulate Officer Brandon Ghost and also Police Reserve Officer Lee. Thank you for your volunteer time. And everybody else who received proclamations. Also, I wanted one thing read into the record, that we will not be having a farmer's market this year, and the main reason is that we do not have a farmer. We've reached out, and I can't have a farmer's market without a farmer. So I just want to make sure that the public did not think it had anything to do with construction or anything else across the street. Thank you.
Councilman Steve?
Thank you. I'd like to welcome almost soon to be sworn in Officer Goes to the River Edge Police Department, and thank Police Reservist Lee for your commitment to the community. I would like to, where Carolyn go? I wanted to congratulate our Director of Recreation for a wonderful job, and the commission on the River Edge Run last month. I was unable to be there, but I know it was a great event, so thank you to all that helped. Yes, Saturday, the Environmental Commission and the Hackensack Riverkeeper conducted their twice-a-year river cleanup. They had a lot of volunteers collecting a lot of waste from the river and the shoreline, so we should all thank our volunteers for doing that. And I want to thank our DPW Superintendent, Jason Melito, for coming, observing what was going on, and spending some time with our Environmental Commission Chairwoman to understand what their goals and objectives are so they can work together. Tomorrow evening, Jason Melito is going to be coming to the Green Team meeting where we're going to talk about the grant we got from the BCUA for styrofoam recycling, among other objectives of the Green Team. So we look forward to talking with the Superintendent of Public Works tomorrow evening. Camp registration is currently live for the Summer Camp Rec program. It's being done all electronically through Community Pass, so you can always visit the website for more information. Just want to remind the public and my colleagues on the council that the Bergen County Board of Chosen Freeholders will be conducting their freeholder meeting on the road here on June 5th at 7 p.m. The public is welcome to attend, and the council has been asked if they'd like to make any comments, to please do so at that time. Were you going to mention the Sustainable New Jersey?
No.
Okay. We found out a week or so ago that the Green Team's application to Sustainable New Jersey for a grant was awarded in the amount of $2,000, so we're very proud of Bonnie Stewart and her grant writing for that. So I'm sure we'll be talking about that tomorrow night, how we want to put that to use. I just had a question about Memorial Day services.
Yes.
And I guess you'll update us if there's something.
No, I don't have an update,
Okay.
but it's something we're
Working on.
Yes.
All right. That's it. Thank you.
Ms. Papaleo?
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, the DPW, under our new superintendent, Jason Lito, is developing a new 5-year capital plan for roads, equipment, buildings. They're in the process of doing that, in addition to all the work that they do every day to maintain our town. They're also now interviewing for summer help. Beautification, I'm sorry? No, I'm talking about. Beautification is beginning planting in the library in Borough Hall this weekend. Also, there is a young Eagle Scout who's looking to do a project at Cherry Blossom, which is being explored. The Shade Tree Commission will be having its meeting this week, and they have moved their meetings to Public Safety Building. I'd also like to congratulate our police reserve, Mr. Lee. Thank you for volunteering, and our new officer, Brandon Goes. Did I say it? Goes, for joining our police department. I hope you are all both very happy, and we look forward to your service, and we are grateful for it. And that's it for my report, Mayor. Councilman Boudier.
Thank you, Mayor. First off, I would like to congratulate Officer Lee and Officer Gillis as well. Tonight we had a number of proclamations. I would like to thank our police force, our DPW, and our ambulance corps for everything they do for the people of River Edge. And also I'd like to thank our Recreation Commissioner and our Recreation Commission. Since our last meeting, I was fortunate enough to run in the annual River Edge 5K, which they did a wonderful job on. And luckily, I did not need the services of our wonderful ambulance corps. It was close, but I pulled through. All right. Thank you.
Briefly, I want to congratulate 6 young men from Boy Scout Troop 184 who achieved the rank of Eagle Scout last week. Except time and time again, we have fantastic scouting programs in this town. Hundreds of Eagle Scouts have come out of River Edge in the past 50 years. It's really a testament to the people who lead it, and obviously the kids who participate. Also, with the Girl Scout program, I was asked to attend a Gold Star project. Marissa Schoenberg from Oradell had a basketball clinic for special needs children, and to watch Marissa and the rest of the girls from the basketball team, the patience and the enjoyment they had having these kids who made small little strides in dribbling the ball and passing the ball and shooting in the basket. It was a wonderful thing, and I know they're looking to try to expand that county-wide, so it's a nice program, and First did a very nice job in putting it together, so commend her. And when she actually gets her gold award, I told her we would give her a proclamation in that regard. And also, I got notification today, which I'm assuming everybody may have got invited to a Gold Award Girl Scout ceremony on June 12th at the library for 3 young women from the town, Tara Daly, Olivia Kim, and Rachel Rumsby. So I know I will be there, and everyone's welcome to come there. We can present certificates that night, or we can have them come to the council and do it that way also. But yeah, it's great to encourage and to show support to the scouting programs in town. They do such a fantastic job. I think, anybody on the dais wants to partake in the Mayor's Kayak Challenge this year, because I am not doing it. It's on June 8th, and if anybody's interested, let me know, and I'll give you the information. And working on Memorial Day, I'm hoping that we're going to have a
abbreviated ceremony, hopefully at Roosevelt School. But, haven't worked out the final details yet. And I think that's all I have for now. All right. Ready, Chief? All right.
I, Brandon Dolan, do solemnly swear
I, Brandon Dolan, solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear
and I will bear
true faith and allegiance
true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I, Brandon Dolan, do solemnly swear
I, Brandon Dolan, solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties as
all the duties as
a police officer in the River Edge Police Department
a police officer and a police officer
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. And so the officer's aware that there's no, like, attorney review, you have to stay longer than 48 hours.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, we're glad to have you. and
Congratulations.
Best of luck for a long and successful, healthy career with us. Thank you. So we're done. We're going to adjourn. We're going to, actually, I'm going to take a 5-minute recess so everybody can read through the closed session minutes because Mr. Porio would like to get those approved. And then we're going to go back into closed session. So, 5-minute recess. Oh, okay.
We have Councilwoman Bastido.
Yes.
Councilman Kanigo.
Here.
Councilwoman Davis. Councilman Godier.
Here.
Councilwoman Coughlin is out prior notice. Councilman Papaleo.
Here.
And Mayor Mignon.
Present. A motion to approve the closed session minutes for January 28th, 2019.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to approve the closed session minutes for February 11th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain. One abstention, Councilman Papaleo. Motion to approve the closed session minutes for February 25th, 2019.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstained? Motion to approve the closed session minutes for March 11th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? And approve the closed session minutes for March 25th, 2019.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Abstained.
opposed? Councilman Gaudier abstained. Good. Okay. Seeing no other public business, gonna make a motion, we're gonna go back into work session and we also have a closed session.
So
How long
moved.
is your closed session gonna take? You wanna do that first or you wanna do that? Let's go to work session first, so we can get that done and then we'll do the closed session, all right? Motion to adjourn regular session to go back into work session.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll go back in work session. I think we covered a lot of it in the regular session.
And you're not going back to regular afterwards,
No.
okay? Just wanna make sure. Good seeing you, Peg.
Yep. And I'm glad it stopped raining, so. Next meeting will be on a Tuesday, though, because Memorial Day. So we've took care of the topics, Mr. Administrator.
Yes, sir.
Nothing under, I gave a report. No information. Unfinished business? Anybody? Councilman Basile?
The dog barking memorandum from our borough attorney about possible changes to the ordinance. I'd like to ask that that be listed at our next work session for discussion. It was recirculated in our weekly
Yes.
correspondence this week, so if you please look at it, so we could have a conversation. We have had residents come and ask us to take a look at modifying the ordinance due to some excessive dog barking that's going on.
Should we have at least the chief,
I think
health
we should-
officer?
Yes.
And maybe Mr. DeRosa, everybody here, so they all can put their, give their input.
And could I also just, I looked through the ordinance and I looked through the letter that Mr. Sarla created. I particularly like the language that Clifton had, and I just want to throw that out in, before we get to the full discussion.
I mean, like all these orders, it comes down to enforcement and how do you enforce it. And so I think sometimes it's just, you have to give the violation, let them go to the judge, and then let the judge decide how to interpret our ordinance. That's what he's there for. So, yeah, that's not a problem, so we'll have that on for the next.
You want me to circulate that same memo to the chief, Mr. Rowland?
Oh, and ask him to be here also for
Got it.
discussion.
That was my old unfinished business. I have a new business item.
Any other unfinished business?
I'm not sure if this is I think it would be under unfinished business. Last week I forwarded to Mr. Florio an email from Pat Diamond of the Traffic and Safety Committee with some prices and some information about those crosswalks that we had
Okay.
discussed. Ray, did you get that?
I did get it.
Okay, so I'm not sure what we need to do next. Can you give me some guidance as to?
That would be part of your capital budget, that's where we put it in there. I don't know if you'll be, at that price, I don't know if you'll be able to accomplish all of them. I believe you allocated 50,000, I think the number came in at like 62, if I remember off the top of my head.
We can
But,
start.
Yeah, but actually, that would be part of the capital budget. Once that's passed, you'll go ahead and then start working on that.
Okay, so do you need anything else from us?
Sir, I need a vote once the capital budget is done.
Is any of the equipment available on state contract?
We'll review that, Mayor.
Thank you.
Any other old business, new business? Councilman?
A resident stopped me to say that she was unhappy with graffiti that's on dumpsters between the Ideal Service Center and the 7-Eleven, and was looking to have property maintenance take a look at that and see whether that's something that we could even step in to have them clean that. She felt it was, you go right down Kinderconnect Road, you see it, it's right there, and it was just not a good step forward for the borough. So I told her I would bring it here to see if there was any recourse
I
that we
think it's a
had.
property maintenance issue, and let them,
So,
yes. let Mr.
I will
Rosa
forward
go.
you the pictures, right?
Yes,
She
ma'am.
sent me pictures.
And it took me literally years to get transit to paint those abutments going under Route 4 to get rid of the graffiti. Now the graffiti's back. So we may want to put another call into them. Make them come back. I'm sure it'll just happen again, but it looks terrible every time I drive under there.
The other, just one other item, a resident on Clarendon Court, we've been conversing about the deliveries at 7-Eleven for several months. I know we don't have an ordinance that prohibits delivery times, but he asked, since the deliveries to 7-Eleven are organized by a corporate office and not the local business owner, who I have to say the local business owner is very receptive anytime Art goes to see him, but asked if the borough would consider sending a letter to 7-Eleven corporate, just letting them know that they would appreciate deliveries being scheduled not after 8 p.m. and not before 8 a.m. in the morning, as just a
We can do
request, and not a demand, but a
If the
request.
council wants me to, I'll draft a letter like that.
So I wanted to bring it to the council, see how the council felt about that. They would appreciate us taking that step.
So moved.
Second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I forwarded the letter also to the attorney that represented them.
Yeah.
Maybe he
The request is-
can get it to the right
That's,
hands
we can do
also.
that, yeah,
What time are these deliveries?
10, 11 o'clock at night.
yeah. It's,
They're not, that's not what you want to.
Right, so if we can make a,
we'll make the efforts we can, that's what he said, we'll try to balance everybody's interest, and they don't need to get the deliveries that late.
so I'll let him know that that's going to be done. Thank you.
Any other new business? All right, seeing none, we're going to adjourn work session, go into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now, we need a resolution, approval of resolution 19-5/13. Resolution go 19-193 to go into closed session, exclude the public for the purposes of discussing personnel CFO position. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. A motion to approve resolution 19-194.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Motion to adjourn. So moved. Second. All in favor? Aye. 31